and if I'm taking a third pick and Brady, Breeze, and Rodgers are gone, then I'm going to wait, and that's what I did. So I wound up getting, in both of my money leagues, I wound up getting Marcus Mariota. And I got him in the 5th round in one league, and in the other league, I got him, I believe, in the 5th round too. I mean, I feel like the 5th round for Marcus Mariota, it's not bad value, considering his upside, come back from the injury. But in one league, I backed him up with Andrew Luck, and the other league, I backed him up with Jay Cutler. So, I mean, there's Mariota. Actually, I got him in the 6th round, the other one. So it really depends. But I didn't even mean to, and I drafted 5 of the same guys in both leagues. One league, I had 5th pick. The other league, I had 9th pick. I hate, like, the 5 through 9 spot because it's so far, it's so far between picks. Anybody you queue up is like, they're going to be taken. So I love fantasy football so much. I was talking to BK because I was listening to Fantasy Sports on Sirius, and this one jabroni was just saying how he was an accountant. He quit his job, and now he makes 6 figures a year playing fantasy football. Here I am, Joe. Still slinging vitamins, man. Selling houses and slinging vitamins.
There's a guy that I work with who told me that his cousin plays video game tournaments and like around the world, and he just gets like flown to different places or wherever it is and does these tournaments, and he makes like, I don't know exactly how much bank, but he makes like good money. He just plays Call of Duty for a living, basically, is what he does. And then he finishes like top 10, and he gets a check, and he comes home. He goes to like whatever, like Hamburg, Germany or something like that, or whatever it is, and that's what he does for a living. I was like, I clearly made a lot of poor decisions.
There's a kid I'm friends with from high school. He goes around and he plays Tekken, the fighting game Tekken, like professionally. Goes to Texas, goes to X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, here you and I are. I would say we have 9 to 5 jobs. We don't. We have like 8 to 8 jobs. Yeah. Weekend too, holidays and all that stuff. And there are people playing fantasy football and Tekken and Call of Duty professionally, making more money than I do. That's a rough realization, huh?
It is.
It's one of those days you want to wake up and kick yourself in the nuts.
But yeah, I like fantasy. I'm a big fan of fantasy too. But especially now, because you're kind of you're putting your team together, you're doing the draft. When the season starts, it can go in
frustrating
different directions. If your team or teams are not performing well, and then you're trying to get guys off the waiver wire and you can't, and then all of a sudden you're just to a point where your season tanks, and you're just like,
you know why? Because you're in a league with Camille. Got to be the worst fantasy football player. Here's a Frosty and a junior bacon cheeseburger for Le'Veon Bell and your firstborn. I hate people that send those trades every 30 seconds. I'm going to give you 3 third-round picks for your first and second. Shut up. God, I can't wait for football. Anyway, I appreciate you all listening to us this week, and a little bit of a different edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. No, a little bit. We're steering we're veering off the beaten path here. I'm going to remind you, you could either send us questions about professional wrestling, send us questions about fantasy football, send us questions about football, send us questions about Miami Vice, because I'm now watching Miami Vice Season 1, Episode 1 from the beginning. Listen, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, All Night Long Wrestling Podcast, All Night Long WP. On the word space there, the face space, Facebook.com/AllNightLongWP, at AllNightLongWP on Instagram and Twitter, Damage 365 Radio Network, and ProWrestling.com maybe. If just gotta get that, gotta get up.
Only
up
during lunar eclipses. Solar eclipse.
That's very true. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. We're tapping out. He's a stallion. I'm the enforcer.